lightweight goat class to the show ring.
Oh, awesome. You're welcome.
Coming in for our lightweight goat class, we have Savannah Costanedo, Jacob Angel, Opal Kerr, Julian Kerr, Brianne Lucero, Trinity Apodaca, Julian Kerr, Hope Romero, and RJ Apatino. Our judge for our market goat show this afternoon is Miss Bailey Sanford.
Hello? There we go, excellent. Well, hey, this is a great class to start off our goat show here. I like this top trio quite a bit, but ultimately I landed on the young man's goat here to win. I'm just starting at the ground. I think this weather puts the fundamentals together awfully well. He's got the most foot and bone in the class. He's second in front of him, where his chest is biggest rib. That lays the foundation for him to carry plenty of mass up high. He's not the most expressive weather in the class, but compared to the few below him, I think he's a shot leveler out of hips. He's a shot more collected on the go. So an excellent winner to start out class one. The goat here coming in second. This young lady did a great job showing him. When you get your hands on her, she's the most expressive in the class. I really like that about her. Brings a lot of shape out of her hip and down into her stifle. With that, I think she can put together a shot neater. She gets a little bit rounder out of her hip. Can get a shot weaker behind her shoulder, which she had the added bone to match that expression up high. But again, a very heavy muscle, very expressive goat. I like the second good fit. The weather here in third from the side, I like this one. He's high in his neck attachment, very smooth in his shoulder, transitions well into his forerib. Compared to the two ahead of him, he kind of runs out of gas in terms of overall width and dimension. He's a shot flatter in his forerib. He tends to taper out of his hip, gets closed up in his pin set just a shot. But from the side, that's the one I like, probably the best one. Great job. The weather here in fourth is kind of similar to the one in third. A goat that just does all the fundamentals very good. He's good rib, balances very well from the side. I like that he runs uphill, very long and level hip, which definitely aids in his balance. For me, compared to the ones ahead of him, he gets a shot flatter in his outer leg. It's not quite as expressive up high, but from a goat, from the side, a goat that you really like, out on the go, he handles his feet and legs very well. Again, they did an excellent job showing him too. This next weather, the dark-legged weather here, I like the added height and extension of this long pattern, later maturing type of weather, which I like. When the young lady gets him stuck, he looks real good from the side. I like the way his neck comes out of his shoulder. He's a very smooth body, extended type of weather. Similar to the one ahead of him, I just hello? There we go. I think we're good. Yeah, a goat that I really like from the side. When you step in behind him, I wish he had a little bit more dimension to his hip. Similar up front. He gets a shot narrow chested. But I like the bone. I like the balance of this guy from the side. This next doe out here, a good body, really productive type looking doe. She balances well from the side. I think she's very proportional. Some ways that we can make her balance up even better. I think give her a hello? There we go. Proportional very much from the side. I like how she flows back into her flank line awfully nice. I wish she was a shot leveler out her hip and longer neck. I think that would only aid in her balance and give her a shot more bone to match kind of her practical body type. I think that's a really, really nice doe this young man has got. Hello? Okay. This next wether from the front 1/3, I like this goat a lot. He's very long neck, up in his chest plate, runs uphill, excellent. But from there back, he's got a couple different problems. He tends to kick up on his shot rounder on his hip. Some added bone, but I really like that wether on his front 1/3. Hello? This spotted wether, dark red wether that the young man's got, he's giving him a little bit of trouble. Let's try over here. Okay, I think this is going to work. I'm sorry about that, folks. This wether was giving this young man a little bit of trouble, but once he gets him settled in, he balances awfully nice from the side. I think it's a very proportional type wether. I just wish he had a shot more power and dimension throughout. When you study him up front, he's a little bit closed up in his chest. Corresponds to him being a shot flatter rib, but still a wether that you really like from the side. This last few here to round out the class. She's a good deep-bodied, practical type doe. Compared to the ones ahead of her, I wish she just was similar, had a shot more stoutness and power. Like her foot and bone, but just from front to back, I wish she was constructed a shot more wider. Maybe touch her up in her finish, give her a shot more tone. That would definitely move her up in the class. Excellent job.
For our lightweight market goat class, in first place we had RJ Apachito, second place Hope Romero, third place Savannah Castanedo, place Opal Kerr, fifth place Trinity Apodaca, sixth place Julian Kerr, seventh place Julian Kerr, eighth place Jacob Angel, and ninth place Brianne Lucero. Coming in for your medium weight class, we have Julian Romero, Savannah Castanedo, Lincoln Wilkinson, Maddie Adams, Damon Castanedo, Trinity Apodaca, Maddie Adams, and Tara Apachito.
Test, test. Yes. Can you hear me?
All right, this was a real fun class. Just really like this goat a lot in terms of kind of its show green quality look, and still having plenty of muscle. From the side, he lays his shoulder in so smooth. His high and his neck set progresses back to the most nearly level pitch in the class. I think his kind of tricked out color pattern only aids in that look. When you step in behind him, I wish he was a shot more expressive. He's got plenty of foot and bone, authentic foot and bone. That just completes his look. So I like that one quite a bit here to start. The weather here in second, he was an awfully close second. And when you get your hands on him, I really like him, how he handles over his point. I wish he was a touch more expressive over his rack, but still progresses back awfully impressive. He's really opened up, good structured weather. For me, compared to the one ahead of him, he's a shot quicker in his pattern, a little shorter neck, kind of starts to wrinkle at his, where his neck attachment is. Gets a shot rounder and shorter out of his hip. In terms of having some width and dimension, I like that one a lot. This young man's weather that comes here in third. I really like the foot and bone on this guy, aids in his balance. When he gets him stuck, he looks awfully good. At times on the go, he starts to kind of weaken behind his shoulders, gets a short shot steeper out of his hip. Compared to the two ahead of him, I wish he had a shot more rib shape and a little more stoutness of pin set to give him a little bit more muscle expression. Good weather that you like from the side. This young lady's weather here in fourth. When she gets him stuck, he looks awfully good. He's a big, extended type of weather, very long and level out of his hip. I like him through his front third. He's very high and long in his neck attachment. Compared to the ones ahead of him, I thought he ran out of gas kind of in his latch. 1/3, he tends to taper from hooks to pins, gets a little flatter in his outer leg, reaches the same over the top of his skeleton. From the side, that's one that you like a lot. This young man's goat, he gets an excellent job getting her second going. In terms of stoutness and power, this is one that I like a lot. It's got plenty of foot and bone. It's opened up square in his chest, got a big rib cage. But in terms of structure, there's a few things I like to change on him. He gets weak behind his shoulders, kicks up in his spine, gets a shot rounder out of his hip. If you can kind of extend this guy out and give him a little more stretch, I think he'd look awfully good. The doe here coming in next. This is just a really sound, practical type of doe. I like her body shape. She looks very soft and opened up. For me, I wish that we could tone her back or finish a little bit, give her a shot more stoutness throughout. From behind, she tends to run out of gas a little bit. But in terms of being structurally sound, good proportional doe, I like her a lot. This painted up weather here next. This is a really expressive guy. On the go, I think he gets shot forward in his knee and a little bit more rigid in how he gets out and moves. From behind, I wish he had a little bit more stifle shape. Likewise, I wish he had a little touch more expressive down his top. But still a very good opened up type of weather. This last doe here to round out the class, the young man did a great job. She's giving him a little bit of trouble, but on the go, she's plenty functional on her feet and legs. She's deep body. Just compared to the ones ahead of her, I wish she had a shot more bone, a little more dimension throughout, level her out her hip. Young man did a great job. Thank you.
For your medium weight goats, we had Tara Apachito in first, Savannah Castagnetto in second, Damon Castagnetto in third, Trinity Apodaca in fourth, Julian Romero in fifth, Maddie Adams in sixth, Maddie Adams in seventh, and Lincoln Wilkinson in eighth. Coming in for your heavyweight class, we have Addison Bassett, Liliana Vega Ritter, Julian Romero, Nia Castagnetto, Hope Romero, and Ella Gana.
Sorry for taking a little extra time. I went back and forth. I'm here on this class a lot. The one that I'm going to go ahead and start, this dark shouldered wether here. When the sun gets out and goes, that's when I really like him. Ultra flexible and comfortable. Stays collected in his spine. I like to use the big extended wether. For me, I do wish he came with more power. He's a little disappointing at the handle. I wish he had a shot more thickness throughout. But in terms of structure and skeleton and look, that's the one I like the best. For you, that I have here the speckled doe. I like this one a lot too. I think she kind of contrasts my class winner in terms of having a shot more thickness and power throughout. When you get your hands on her, she's really impressive at the handle. Is working a lot of expression through her lower leg. She's a little disappointing at her loin, and from the side, she's the shot quicker pattern. She gets rounded out of her hip, a little more open about her shoulder, shorter neck. But in terms of having that added thickness and dimension, she's definitely got it. The one here that I have in third, they kind of mimic the goat that I have in second. He's another big-footed, opened up wether. I like him over his loin. I like the stoutness and dimension that he carries. Over his rack, I wish he had a shot more pop. He tends to kind of break behind his shoulders. With that, he's a shot more open and coarse about his. I'm a little deeper chested. He gets a little rounder out of his hip. But if you're looking for one that's open, depth, and dimensional, he's definitely it. Wether here in third, he's another big, tall, extended type of goat. I like that about him a good bit. From the side, he's one that you really like as far as how he blends everything together. He puts it in a very nice silhouette. Compared to the ones ahead of him, I just wish he came with more dimension. He starts to taper out of his leg. I do like that he's level out of his hip, but you just need a shot more thickness throughout. This next young lady's wether, she does a great job getting him set up. On the go is where I had a few different questions with him. He's kind of more rigid in how he uses his talking pasture. Gets deeper out of his hip. But from his front third, I like him a lot. He's a long neck, good leg. Just how I'd like to level him and stretch him out of his hip and give him some more flex on the go. This next young lady's wether, similar story as the one ahead of him. I like him when she gets him set. His definition is a good look from the side. Just on the go, he gets rigid in how he uses both ends of his skeleton. Shots deeper out of his hip. Could use just a shot more thickness and dimension throughout. This young lady did a great job showing this doe. She's a very proportional type of female. I like her from the side. She transitions smooth into her rib cage. She's got a good look. Just compared to the ones ahead of her, she wasn't quite as impressive at the handle. I wish she was a little bit toned up in terms of her muscle shape. She needed a lot more dimension throughout, but I do like the foot and bone and the balance of this one. This next young man's goat is a high-headed, long-necked, good-looking type of goat. On the go, he tends to kick up in his spine. He gets weak shoulders. A nickel rounder at his hip. If he had some added foot and bone, I think that would add to his look. But the young man did a great job showing it. Another good showman here. This wether, when he gets him stuck, he has a very proportional look. He's not the tallest, most extended, but everything kind of fits together well. For me, I would like to level him and stretch him out of his hip, clean him up in terms of his shoulder, give him a shot longer neck, and just a little bit more thickness throughout. He kind of tapers into his lower leg, closes up through his hip. But the young man did a great job. Similar story in this one. This is another tall, extended type of wether. I like the neck set on this guy quite a bit. On the go, he just gets a little more frail and rigid how he gets out and moves. If he had a little bit more dimension, some more hip, and some more leg, I think that would help him out a lot. The black-headed wether to round out the class. This is another tall, extended type of wether. For me, it doesn't look like he's feeling his best today. It might be why he didn't want to show himself off. On the go, he just gets a little more rigid how he gets out and moves. I wish he used his talking pasture with more flex. I do like the elevation and extension that this goat has. Great job.
All right, coming out of your heavy market goat class, in first we had Liliana Vega, second Michaela Fassett, Castanedo, fifth Addison Fassett, sixth Michaela Fassett, seventh Shaylee Ritter, eighth Addison Fassett, ninth Julian Romero, 10th Ella Ganadenegro, and 11th Addison Fassett. We'd like to invite all the first and second place class winners back in for the grand drive. Coming in for the lightweight class, we'll have RJ Apachito with a first place lightweight. Second place lightweight will be with Hope Romero. Coming out of the medium weight class, in first place we'll have Tara Apachito, and in second place we'll have Savannah Castanedo. And out of your heavyweight class, the first place will be Liliana Vega, and the second place will be Michaela Fassett. We'd like to thank First State Bank for donating our grand champion buckle, and Rising Star Dance Studio for donating our reserve champion buckle.
Well, I've had a lot of fun today assorting Socorro County sheep and goats. You guys have an excellent program going here, and I'd just like to give all the exhibitors and the family members a big round of applause as we round out today. It's very evident all the hard work and time that these young people have put in. It shows how great they do out here in the show ring, their professionalism, and quality just of individuals that you guys have been raising here. So it's a lot of fun for me to watch and see. I've already broken down all of these goats here in class. I think they all match up well in terms of having some skeletal qualities and still having the most respect. Each one's a little bit different, but it's been just a great time sorting out here. I sure appreciate you guys having Taylor and myself to come support your county fair. And we had a great time today, and we'll be looking forward to tomorrow.
Your grand champion market goat will go to RJ Apachito. Your reserve champion market goat will go to Tara Apachito. Congratulations to all of our market goat exhibitors. We'd like to announce that our champion showman will be Savannah Castanedo. Thank you to Jeff and Jeannie Fassett for donating our showmanship buckle. We're ready to get started with our County Bred Market Goat Show. I'd like to invite our lightweight class of market County Bred goats into the show ring. Coming in for our first class of County Bred Market Goats, we have Peyton Durkin, Jacob Angel, Brianne Lucero, Chloe Montoya, Trinity Apodaca, Julian Romero, Savannah Costagneto, and Lincoln Wilkinson. the county bred goat show. I think of three of these top three here. I think if you can roll them all three together in one, you have a pretty dang nice goat. But the first one, why I like him to start out this class, I think he combines the most complete look with enough power and balance from the side. Get on top of him. He's not the most expressive in high weather. When you get your hands on him, maybe he doesn't have as much in the seat of his pants as the one in second. But I think just the stoutness and power and skeletal correctness of this one excels in this class. The young man that I like in second, I think you get on every angle of this one, you can tell that she is a powerful goat. She's opened up, she's stout kid, she's big bone. She's got a real stout skull on her. Real shapely when you get on top of her. Maybe just carrying a little bit too much condition for my liking today. I think if matched up right and bred the right way, I think that one can make some pretty nice weathers down the road. But a really stout, powerful one that goes in second. Young ladies, weather that comes in third. I think from the side, this one's second to none. His neck shoots right out of the top. Big shoulders, really picked up and just played. Has some stoutness and bone when you study him at the surface, where he's really correct in his ankles. It's just when you get in front of him and behind, he just doesn't have enough power to play with the two ahead of him. I think if you stouten that one up, give him a little bit more groceries, and awfully nice goat. Young lady that comes next, I think her doe, just from a practical standpoint, is really nice in her own right. She's pretty stout featured when you study her genuine bone work. She may not be the shaggiest legged thing out here, but I think when you study her genuine bone work, she's pretty stout. Maybe just doesn't touch too much condition, maybe throwing off her true expressiveness when you study her up high. Maybe like to give her just a little more punch when you study her from behind, but in terms of practical, that would have been some milk. Nice doe. Young lady that comes next. This one's really awfully green when you compare it to the rest of the class. But I think in terms of basic structural build, this one is second to none. I really like the way her ankles read up front, how she has so much flex and ease when you study her in her hock and lower joints. I think she's just too pretty to compete with the ones ahead of her. They give her a little time. I think this giving her a little bit of a fits today, but she did a great job getting back up and finishing the show. I think in terms of stoutness and power at the surface, that one has it. But study her up high, she doesn't really read the same. Like to see her open back with more, with an expression down to rack and set, but awfully stout. Good built doe to run up the bus. Coming out of our first class at County Bred Market Goats, in first place we had Savannah Castagneto, in second place Julian Romero, in third place Trinity Apodaca, in fourth place Brianne Lucero, in fifth place Peyton Durkin, sixth place Jacob Angel, in seventh Lincoln Wilkinson, and in eighth Chloe Montoya. Coming in for our second and final class at County Bred Goats, we've got Maddie Adams, David Castagneto, Michaela Fassett, Addison Fassett, Liliana Vega, Shaylee Ritter, Mia Castagneto, and Hope Romero. second class of County-bred goats we have here. I really like this blonde-headed class. I think she combines a lot of good things, and she combines pretty well. I think she's really pulled apart, squares around her chest floor. I think her neck. This young lady gets her stuck, comes right out the top of the knee shoulder. I think the most impressive things is her genuine rib shape. When you study her up high, I think that lays a foundation for plenty of mass to be set over the top side of her skeleton. She may not have the widest, levelest pin set in the class. That's enough when you study her in that regard. Really like the way she balances in proportions from the side. I think that's a really nice go that she'll have some success with down the road. Young lady's leather that comes next. I found it really challenging to truly evaluate this one. He's packed on just a little too much finish for my liking. I think he toned that one up. I think his true muscle shape will really stand out. I really like it when this young lady gets his head up and he levels out his back. I think he has a really nice look to the side. Maybe like to pull him in from his breastplate, but I like the stoutness and opened up width and power that one has to offer. Right left is a shot out of his hip on the go, but a really nice opened up powerful weather to go in second. Initially, I really was drawn to this weather. I know maybe in the other class, maybe didn't do quite as well, but I really like the front end design this one has to offer. Maybe like laying back just a tad in his knee. I think that's fairly common when you study the goat industry. We're trying to get them so jacked up and tall front end, kind of messes with their knees just a little bit. But I think in terms of front end quality, that one's pretty nice. I really like the way his hip and hind leg is designed when he gets out on the go. I think he has just the perfect set to his hock and carries that down to the surface. Get on top of him, he's probably the most expressive goat. And is really true when you get your hands on him. Really like that one from a hip and hind leg standpoint from the side. Really nice weather for that young lady. Young man that comes next, again from the side, this one's second to none. He's ultra extended and neat about his front end. Really like how his legs shoved up in him. But you get in front of him from behind, he just doesn't pack enough punch for me. Put your hands on him. He really wants to narrow up between his blades, maybe gets a touch louder in his forearm. Like to pull him apart this pin set, but just a really, really attractive weather to fill that fourth slot. Young lady that comes next rivals the one ahead of her a couple spots for being the most expressive. This guy's got a ton of shape when you study him right out the backside of his shoulder and through the lower part of his leg. I just like to assemble his hip and hind leg just a little bit differently. Maybe level him up just a touch out of his hip, give him a little more set when you study him at his pastures. That's a really nice expressive weather for that young lady. Young lady that comes next with the brown shouldered goat. I think initially you're pretty drawn to this one. I mean, he's really scout featured and he's cool looking from the side. But I think in these livestock shows, we got to remember these are market animals first. And you study him from every angle, he's just pretty flat, narrow in that regard, but awfully stout and awfully good looking from the side. Young lady that comes next, her weather, get him on the go. He's plenty sound and functional on his feet. He has just a little too much set into that rear pasture, but really sound in that regard. He just gets a touch flatter in his forearm, maybe not as eccentric when you study him from the side. Maybe just a little plainer in the way his front end's put together, but a really nice, functional, practical weather for that young lady. Young ladies though that rounds out the class, I think she just has a touch too much condition for my liking. I think she'll make a functional, practical show when you get her out in a production setting, but in a market show just doesn't pack enough punch and needs to be toned back in her condition, but an awfully nice show to go into production. Out of our second class of county-bred goats, in first place we have Michaela Fassett with a goat bred by the Fassett family. In second place we have Hope Romero with a goat bred by Pablo Romero. In third place we have Maddie Adams with a goat bred by Lindsay Weathers. In fourth place we have Damon Cosigneto with a goat bred by HG Farms. In fifth place, we had Addison Fassett with a goat bred by the Fassett family. In sixth place, we had a goat shown by Liliana Vega and bred by HD Farms. In 7th place, we had Mia Casigneto with a goat bred by HD Farms. And in 8th place, we had Shaylee Ritter with a goat bred by HD Farms. Coming in for our Champion County Bred Drive, we have Savannah Casigneto with a goat bred by HD Farms and Michaela Fassett with a goat bred by the Fassett family. Thank you to Colleen Donaldson for donating our County Bred Champion buckle in memory of Jim Donaldson.
As we get both of these class winners out here, I think they're pretty similar in their type and kind. I think we got a stouter, more expressive leather out of the first class, and then we got a really pretty, really functional doe that comes out of the second class. I think they're pretty similar in their design and make. Just the difference in muscle between them is pretty stark. But I think as they get around the ring, the doe out of the second class is a lot more functional when you study her in terms of her feet and legs, and then her hip and hind leg design is a lot more attractive when you study her in that regard. Young lady's leather comes out of the first class, I think, is unmatched pretty much for his stoutness of bone, his feature, his stout skull, chest width. You study him up high, he's plenty expressive out of the backside of his shoulders. Maybe needs to carry that down just a little more into his lower leg and stifle. But awfully nice pair of goats out of our County Bred show. I'll go out and pick your champion.
Congratulations to Michaela Fassett and the Fassett family with our Champion County Bred goat. This concludes our lamb and goat shows today. If you would please clean your lamb and goat pens thoroughly, we'll have pigs coming in this evening that are going to be in the same pen. So please keep your goat and lamb pens cleaned before you leave. Goat showers, if you would please